Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Relistenables. As always, I'm Steven Moustaris, and with me, as usually always, Shane Shertzer.
Come on.
So, today, man, it's been on the books. It's been on the shelves for a while because we've been kind of nervous to do it because it's one of those albums that we truly love. Like, most of these albums we're going to love. But this one right here...
This hits home.
Hits home as fuck. And let's just introduce this, man. Released on November 9th of 2010 by Dream On and Good Music Productions and distributed by the Universal Motown Records. The one and only Kid Cudi comes out with...
Blesses us.
Arguably, I don't want to get too crazy in that conversation, but arguably the best album of my lifetime.
I was going to say, if it's
Man on the Moon 2, The Legend of
3.
Mr. Rager. And real quick, let me just kind of give it a little intro before we really break this fucking shit down.
Give it to
And what I kind of wrote down was, a little over a year after his first studio album, Man on the Moon 1, The End of Day, Scott Mescudi delivers us possibly the greatest album of all time. Yeah, I fucking said it. As he continues the journey of life by taking us on an even deeper trip through space with psychedelic sounds and giving us those who are trapped in their own mind with a voice finally to be heard.
Wow.
So let's dive into this 64-minute of just pure euphoria. Consisted of 5 acts, 18 tracks, and including one bonus track, which is only on Apple Music. Let's dive into Man on the Moon 2. So, dude.
Wow.
I just want to start off as always. What was your first, after re-listening to it, of course, this album's been listened to thousands of times by us. What was your first little takeaway when the first track, Scott Mescudi versus the World, featuring CeeLo Green, smacked you in the dome?
Yeah, I'm not even going to lie. I honestly forgot about that until I re-listened to it again, but I was pleasantly surprised with starting off the bat like that. I was like, whoa, I don't think I've...
Well, you get this little drip
heard it.
You get this little drip of the intro, In My Dreams, from the first album. He's got the little background. Oh my god, I'm blank. But the beat in the background, the instrumental pops up before.
What's the beat?
And then completely breaks down into just the shit. And then CeeLo Green, I mean, he's always had the voice, bro. I mean, for me personally, this was the first track that I've heard him on, other than like "Fuck You," you know, the one song he's got, and a couple other bangers that he's got. But like, it was crazy. I didn't think that I would hear him on a Kid Cudi album, and for us to first hear that, it was really, really impressive.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
You know, like we always talk about, the intro is so clutch.
First song is really like, what is the vibe of this whole album? And it always starts, I feel like a lot of these artists know, like the first song, it's got to be pretty key to the whole thing.
Even if it's not a song, even if it's just an instrumental, like a 30-second instrumental or something, it's got to set the pace for the album. And just my first take, I guess, from it was, oh Jesus, when I can put myself back to, was it 10th grade when this album came out? Maybe even junior year. Was that junior year?
It might have been.
Yeah, I think it was, actually, now I think about it. Because junior year. Driving my dad's Jeep, like I've talked about before on this, because albums were coming out crazy around this time. This was when we first kind of dive into it. I feel like later in high school, you know, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, of course, like, and then later on in life, you really start picking out your own music. You know what I'm saying? Like, finally finding your own tune. And I can't lie to you, dude. As a young kid, this is why I've always loved Kid Cudi so much. I mean, not only Man on the Moon 1, but this album more necessarily, like, specifically as well, is like, you're growing up, you're in high school, you feel like you don't really have a voice, you feel like you're not heard, you feel like you're becoming a man, but you're not quite a man yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And like, just the downs in life, I guess, of growing up, and like, you know, everything. There's all these things. And then this man comes along, and I swear it was like tailor made for my fucking life. It was ridiculous. But that was my number one thing coming off. The first, like, intro, comparing it to the first album was, In My Dreams was like a lot slower, a lot sadder almost, and like,
yeah, definitely.
Although Kid Cudi, I feel like, is still dealing with a lot of depression and drug issues and substance abuse in this album as well, which you can hear in a lot of the lyrics. as well as the first album, it is a lot more.
It's cleaner.
A little more up pace, more like he's kind of like getting his own vibe going. You know what I'm saying? He's finding himself as a person, and he's got a little more confidence. But as well, at the same time, as even when you do have confidence, you're always going to have those days where you're kind of second guessing it, which we hear how many of these songs.
A lot.
So I mean,
a lot,
dude. So I mean, so we don't have to just break these down by song.
Oh,
I want to hear.
absolutely.
I want to hear maybe
strong points.
One of the. Now let me hear the first thing maybe you might have forgot other than the first song clearly. Like what were out of the first couple of songs we looked down between the first four? What were any of those that kind of like slapped you in the mouth? Where you're like, holy shit.
I like actually the second one. I never knew how to say it.
Yeah, it is wild.
I never knew how to say it. I was always like, yeah, that rap song is that one.
Where
honestly.
for the revolution.
I like that one.
Whoa. Yeah, dude.
Whoa. I was like, that's the first like, oh, okay.
Get you hyped.
It's kind of it's
coming off of this, right? Yeah, dude.
It's so different. I was like, oh.
And then for me, I guess for me the first because to kind of put this in perspective for myself, I've listened to this album.
How many times?
Easily hundreds of times. All the way through. I'm not even joking. Really? This is not a joke.
Damn.
In 11 years. This album's been out for 11 years, bro.
Yeah.
It's almost 11, I should say. It's going on 11 this year, 2021. And easily. I would say, I know that's probably cap. 100 times of an album is a long time.
That's still.
But that's
definitely
100 hours.
How much do we listen to music?
All the time. So, yeah, easily 100 hours of this. Yeah, easily 100 hours of this album I've listened to. So, for me, dude, honestly, I was even shocked that I was picking things up still to this day listening to this album. And I wasn't one of those ones I liked when I was growing up, but Don't Play This Song featuring Mary J. Blige. Like, dude, I literally wrote down. You gotta play it if it's slept on. It's literally what I wrote down. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. Like, honestly, Mary J. Blige, I've always been a Mary J. Blige fan. And it's like, that's another person you almost don't even
forget about. Yeah. I forgot about CeeLo and Mary J. Blige.
Is it crazy? Like, I had this thought the other day. Not to kind of take us away from music, but at the same time, it kind of goes with the album. What I'm about to say is, like, dude, you ever be living life, and it could be friends, it could be teachers, it could be anything in life, anything. And you're like, because we know so many different people from so many different, like, lanes and stuff, like, that you almost forget sometimes that two different people are even, can be in the same earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, like, this person that's at work and my best friend, or, like, those people can be on the same planet. Like, I don't know if you ever have those thoughts. Like, that's what I kind of have with music sometimes, where it's like, Kid Cudi meeting up with Mary J. Blige would have never been something I would have ever thought of, or CeeLo Green, like, at that time, you know what I'm saying, as an independent artist coming up, like,
definitely not. Mary J. Blige was huge back then. So was CeeLo first time.
And I'm not even saying Cudi wasn't big, because he was big at this time, just a year before that the first album comes out.
Flamer.
And it's phenomenal. Day and Night blows him up. We got, shit, dude, that entire album was phenomenal, and I know I've heard him talk about it, and like, a lot of his success and a lot of his fame and whatnot didn't come until years later from these albums. But the true, like, diehards that he was talking about, like, really were on his side from these albums. And, yeah, it wasn't even like they were too big for him, but it was almost like, wow, dude, you're so fresh as an artist. We almost don't even know what to expect from you because you're such a different sound. Like, we talked about this in the first pod that we did with him. Like, very few artists, like, can hit you with a new, like original sound. You're like, holy shit.
Right. And he does it
you know what I'm saying?
He does it for 16 songs.
Did it low key? Yeah, fucking 18 technically. Like, 18 songs on this one. I think the first one was 19 with the two bonus tracks. Like, holy shit.
I'd skip a couple songs. I'm just playing.
Well, a couple of these.
Not even really.
a couple of these are like minute long little things, but
that was
for the main part, there's like
it's
some
pretty much. I'm listening to it all. I'm not skipping any song.
Alright, dude, let me just, like, throw some at you real quick.
Let me hear.
I'm not trying to give anything away here.
I didn't want to do that either,
but
at the same time,
I'll save the awards for later, but, like, literally from track 5 through 13 are nothing but fucking
banger.
You're not skipping one of those songs.
He's literally Babe Ruth. Oh, okay. Ken Griffey. Oh, Mark McGuire. Oh, Barry Bonds. Oh,
9 songs in a row smack you in the face. Like,
you can't walk everybody. You gotta play them.
Like, seriously, we can break some of these songs down because I really want to get into some of these, but like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna read these off to you. Number 5, Marijuana. Number 6, Mojo So Dope. 7, Ashton Kutcher. 8, Erase Me with Kanye. 9, Wild and Cause I'm Young. Which, I mean, I know some people don't like it, but like to me, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Mood, Maniac, Mr. Rager, and These Worries with Mary J. Blige. Like,
These Worries was fire as well.
And then honestly,
let me hear.
I'll even go even further and go 12 out of the from 5 to 17. 12 out of the 13 are fucking actually phenomenal. Like I'm skipping one, and I think we might be on the same thing. But like, dude, like, oh my god, I can't say that about I don't think any album we've done so far.
Yeah, there's
that many songs that are like
you usually gotta trim the fat.
Shit, banger after banger after banger. And I know a couple people probably don't like some of these songs and whatnot. Like,
but you're wrong.
Everybody's got their own opinions, but like,
no, you're wrong.
Holy shit! So like, all right, dude. Let me. I don't hear like favorite songs or whatever, but like, what were some of the ones for you that kind of like stuck out? Like, cause for me, when I re-listen to these albums, half the time, like, I remember when I was growing up, like, these certain songs were my favorite, and then I'm growing up, and it's like, oh my god, I hear like that one song that I haven't heard, like I hear all the time, but I guess I haven't heard it in that light or something. Yeah. And then you hear it, and you're like, holy fucking shit, this is that song. Like, and I seem to do that with every Cudi album, and it's like, so what were some for you?
Dude, Mojo So Dope, The Mood, Ashton Kutcher, like Erase Me. When I used to play Erase Me like 5 times in a row, just because
greatest breakup song of all time.
That shit was fire.
that isn't like sad. That isn't sad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's actually like what's up, bitch? Like
I listened to All Along a lot too, or like I remember that was one song where I was like, oh shit, let me play this a couple times.
My very first couple favorites were Revo Fev. I remember not even smoking weed at the time in high school. I was against it, but I still loved marijuana. Yeah. I would jam it. I didn't even smoke it. Ashton Kutcher was Flame. Mojo So Dope. Erase Me, of course. And then Mr. Rager, of course. Yeah. Jesus. And
this shit's... Dude, the top 5 is... not to get into it, but that shit is so hard. There's like 15 songs where it's like, alright, this shit was Flame.
So, like, okay, so... One of my... Well, 2 of my favorite concerts I've ever been to are Kid Cudi. You know what I'm saying? I've been to it twice now. Wow. And the first one was Speeding Bullet to Heaven. And that tour, that was like the alternative one or whatever. And then the Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying one or whatever, like from 2017, I want to say. Could be getting the years wrong, but still, great fucking concert. One was in Cleveland, one was in Columbus. And the one that, or actually I think both might have been in Cleveland. I'm not sure. But anyway. Both of them that I went to, the 2 greatest experiences, which were 2 opposite experiences, because like one I was like super up close. The first time was like really small crowd, like intimate as fuck, and then the second time was at the Wolstein Center, I think, which was huge. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that is huge.
So 2 different, like, you know what I'm saying. The first one was probably my favorite thing ever because I was third row, super close, like pretty much could touch his fucking hand if I wanted to, but like wasn't like that geeked out, but like.
Still,
marijuana. I'll never forget when marijuana came on. He had the green lights. I'm not kidding. Everybody in the fucking crowd pulled out blunts, joints.
Oh yeah,
I'm not kidding. It was wild. It was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. Because clearly I've been to concerts and like I've seen weed smoking them and shit, but like. Everybody in the whole thing. We were all passing blunts left and right. Nobody gave a fuck. It was one of the coolest fucking experiences I've ever been a part of. And I was already bloated at the time. Must be nice. And like, dude, even the second time when it was at the Wolstein Center when it was huge, it's like that was still everybody just hearing everybody just getting wild with that song. And Cudi just goes super hard. He's a great experience to fucking see. And then like you pointed out, with this song is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, so it's hilarious. 420 marijuana.
I just figured that out today while we were looking at it. Or maybe I did, but I just realized it. I don't know.
But yeah, I would definitely say that marijuana, Mr. Rager, like one of my personal favorites, Ghost, was hearing all these in person, and even though the average artist isn't that good in like live or whatever. Cudi is very good live, and it almost like I know he was doing his own like you know how like you get your own little beat or whatever. You're not gonna be sounding exactly like the fucking album version. So like he's going like off beat a little bit. You're hearing this song that he might never actually be able to repeat twice ever again because he's drunk as fuck. He's high as shit at his concert doing his own thing, and it was dope. It was just such a fucking amazing thing. And every time I hear that song now, it's just like it puts me back into just standing there, even though there's so many people around us. It just felt like we're all like one person low key thanks to this man Cudi.
That is awesome.
It was dope as fuck.
Connected a whole fucking
dope as fuck because like
arena.
Speeding Bullet to Heaven wasn't that good of an album to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the way like I know he would do a lot of their songs and like those songs of the album, and all the people in there were hyped. Like we were all singing the song still, but like when he would go back to the Man on the Moon 2 or the 1 songs, oh my god, we were getting hyped, bro.
Oh, I would too.
Like so, I'm very thankful. I didn't get to see this. I didn't get to see this tour, but
still,
Jesus, dude, this album, woo! So,
flame on.
So honestly, man, I'm trying to think. I don't want to like go straight to the awards, but
let me always the best part.
I'll go with some sample credits real quick.
Oh man,
which aren't many, so just so you know, so you can't be too. So Mojo So Dope was sampled by by a choir of young believers, which was a song Claustrophobia, and then Maniac, which is a popular song, The Strangers by St. Vincent, who St. Vincent is on the song, so that's pretty dope. At least he gives that love to it. And then The End, which is I Need Your Love by Skip Mahoney and the Casuals. And then Ghost, which I don't even think I've heard this song, but I need to listen to it, which is My Rainbow Life by the Freak Scene. So only 4.
That's
not
bad.
Crazy. Okay. It's actually pretty low for 18 songs. It's probably the least amount of samples that we hear. Yeah. So like I know that we just did Drake and it was a lot, but it was a mixtape, so I get it. A lot of samples. Main producers here, which the main one, which you hear the shout out to in the album, I think a couple times, is Emil. And then Plain Pat's on it for 2 songs, which is Revo Fev and Wild Because I'm Young. Dr. Genius, of course, his main, was on 3 of them. Marijuana, Trapped in My Mind, and Maybe, which was the bonus. And then Chuck English did Erase Me with Kanye, which was, you came in with one song and you did your thing. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's all you needed to do.
Alright, so I wrote down a couple of things real quick that I wanted to
let me hear.
I wanted to kind of talk to you about before we get crazy into our awards and our top 5s and whatnot. So, and that little fun game I told you about for the end, but
I thought that's what we were about to get into. I was like, I'm about to win this game.
All right, so
no, okay.
This one's tough. I don't know how to explain it because I don't want to I'm trying to stay in 2010 almost, like we're there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to ask if this is the best Cudi album because I still want to break down at least 3 other albums of his, and until we do Man on the Moon 3, which is his most recent one, which we should do somewhat soonish.
I like that.
Sometimes I would really love to talk about the best Cudi album. Which fuck it.
I'll say it.
Fuck it. Let's talk about it now.
This is the best one.
I think it's easy. I think it is. Even though he has come hard on a lot of other albums,
this is the most consistent one where it's like, all right, I think, in my opinion.
And then okay, so that goes into a better question of: is this Pete Cudi? Is this the tippity top of the mountain?
In my opinion, you're telling me you go hard.
Well, there's only two things you can choose from, which was early 2010s, like the 09 2010 Cudi with Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 2, or his recent come up with Kid Cudi Ghost and Man on the Moon 3. So he's been getting a lot of love recently, or not, because he got back with Kanye and whatnot. So he did blow up again because he from 2013 to 2019, this man was going through a lot of shit. Where he was going in and out of rehab. His albums weren't getting that much love. Because, he was getting loved by his actual fans, but he just wasn't being consistent enough for people to truly love him. So yeah, man.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
this man goes hard on 16 of the songs, and one of the songs is 1 minute and 30, where it doesn't even matter. So he's going hard on everyone. I just blows my mind. but not the.
What was more shocking to you?
I'm here.
That. Well, I guess you wouldn't know this yet. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Would you be more shocked if somebody told you that this debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 albums at the time in 2010, or right now that somebody told you it's 11 years old and it's been 11 fucking years?
11 years would not. That would surprise me.
Dude, I feel like our life's flying by.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talk about this all the time, but like, dude, I feel like this album was like 5 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's real shit. Like, I understand it was 2010, but it doesn't feel like 2021. You know?
Absolutely not.
It's fucking crazy. And then, all right, so 2 more. All right, before we get into the good one that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Any disappointments from this album at all? If you had any nitpicks at all, I know it's hard to nitpick this album because this album.
I can only nitpick a minute and 26 seconds of this album.
All right, so
and I didn't want to give it away, but
which is taking We I. All right,
take it out of there, and I'm not skipping the song. Or what? I don't want to ruin it, but.
Well, no, we'll get into it. But no, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
In my opinion.
Which is crazy because originally I remember really liking that song. Like I just remember it's a chill vibe. Like
yeah,
maybe if you'd have cut that to like 26 seconds, I would like it.
Yeah,
and then
but a little too long,
and then the only actual song because that's almost like a. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, I love how he had Chip the Ripper on there.
Yeah, but
like I love it because I mean,
but take him off,
Cleveland boys.
But
like,
way to be out for
honestly,
your boys.
Cudi kills that, but I was very upset with that song. Yeah, I was very upset. But like, that's literally the only nitpick that if I had to pick it up, which that song's still better than some songs that are on other albums. Like,
it's true,
for real.
But he did, yeah.
But like all right, and then. Real quick before we dive into our awards and whatnot, I really wanted to kind of dive into the comparisons from what you kind of felt like from Man on the Moon 1 to Man on the Moon 2, which like honestly, just looking at them, like just the real quick, they're super close. Like
yeah,
literally, I think the first one's 59 minutes long, and this one's almost 64 minutes long. The first one's got 19 songs, and this one has 18. So like they're super fucking close. Mm-hmm. And like I think I like the intro to Man on the Moon 1 more. I like the In My Dreams more than
than more
Kid
of a
Cudi
vibe.
versus or Mr. Rager versus whatever the world. And and then I'm trying to. I think did you like the common like monologue from the first one?
Yeah,
I did too.
I think it kind of killed it. It kind of
would have been cool if they would have kind of kept the story going. I felt like this album was way more mature Cudi, which I love. And every song you can tell is just more, he's getting older. He's getting smarter.
He's in his bag.
So like clearly this song is this album is way more consistent. I would say than the first one. But I think like honestly the only. And hear me out. I don't even know if you've ever even thought of this. I just thought about this today. One of my biggest things the reason I really wanted to compare them was, dude, I didn't realize until now. Did you notice how similar? Not saying it's the same, but I know Kanye's in both of them. But did you notice how similar Make 'Em Say, which is like the poker face, whatever, from Lady Gaga to Erase Me? Like, it's not like the beats are the same or whatever, but like it's just like the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
Cudi rarely goes for like mainstream songs and whatnot, and I feel like he's reaching for them there. Yeah. And not like too hard where you don't, but like those 2 songs right there blew the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that was because Kanye or whatnot, but like,
I believe it for sure.
But
I mean,
dude,
Kanye's nice.
They're both amazing, and then. To be honest, Erase Me music video is with the guys from Superbad.
That's got to be the number one.
It's one of the funniest things of all time. Like honestly.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
I'm definitely. I know we just said it, but it's the best album easily. But I'm definitely giving it the nod over Man on the Moon 1.
Yeah, in my opinion.
But real quick before we do this, last thing is just the. So I said it debuted at number 3. Open week or whatever out of the Billboard Top 200, which honestly I didn't even know, and that's way higher than I expected. Like I didn't expect it to be in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Let alone top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
This time I finally have what was in front of them. What do you think you wouldn't even probably know from 2010, but the two number 1 and 2 albums in front of him
2010
at this time in November.
Maybe was Lil Wayne at that time?
No, honestly, not even a rapper. The first one, number 1, Susan Boyle.
What?
The Gift. Never even heard of Susan Boyle.
Who?
And then number 2 is Speak Now by Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Which I get that. I thought you'd be number 1. I never
Susan
even heard of Susan
Boyle.
I didn't even listen to the album. I should go listen.
What the fuck?
See how bad. I've never even heard of the lady. Shout out to Cody Boyle.
Cody Boyle's mom.
But yeah, dude. And then finally in 2018, this album went certified platinum, selling 1 million copies. Wow, which is crazy. But
it took him 8 years. What the fuck?
All right, dude. Let's get into the Relistenables.
Oh my god,
my favorite part of this. The whole reason we do this.
No,
let's be
it's
honest.
not. It's a lot of
as always, like I always tell you, let's let you open up and just pick an award and just remember just to kind of just describe it a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Jamal Crawford Award just to get that one. Jamal Crawford Award is like it's not in your top 5, but if you hear it, it's coming off the bench and it's dropping you 20, so probably like the 6th or the 7th best song on the album. It's not your starter, but it comes off the bench and it gives you something that could ever be loved and ever be wanted. And it was really close because I honestly was thinking These Worries or the first song, freaking Mr. Rager versus the World, or whichever one it is. Yeah, versus the World. There you go. Those are my 2. I couldn't decide. I was like,
wow, that's impressive, bro. Wow, I like that a lot. I did right. I think
because Mary J. Blige, bro, I was like,
Mary J. kills this.
Yeah, I forgot about both of those features. Honestly, I was like, CeeLo and fucking Mary J. were killing it, so I gave him some love.
This song, depending how you have your top 5, this song could be between 10 songs. Or this award could go to literally 10 songs. For sure 5 songs.
Because there's no way you fit.
And I wrote them all down. For me, it was Marijuana just because. Okay. Just because of just like the euphoric feeling you get, just being like nostalgic as fuck of like me being at that concert, or not twice, and just having that really dope feeling.
I like that a lot.
But Revo Fev for sure, Ashton Kutcher all along, These Worries or Don't Play the Song, which are both of the Mary J. Blige songs. Like you could have picked any single one of those, and I'd be like, understanding as fuck. So
for sure, I like that.
So we knocked out the 6 man. Next award.
Get it out of here.
Let's go. Let's get it out of the way. Take the easy one out. Just because I love this album so much, I almost don't want to dog it. But just to get it out of the way. The song that we can easily do without, which is AKA the Jackson 4 Award, which is like, hey, all right, we already know this is a Michael Jackson-esque album almost. Not like that. I'm not saying he's like Michael, but like,
you're only good because
all right, so Michael goes solo after the Jackson 5. Like, he's still the eater. What happened to the other 4? Oh, we didn't need him. So for this album, for me, I think Cudi would have been Michael Jackson even more if he would have just took the 4 away and just, which I considered the end. And I wrote that was easily. It was probably the easiest.
I like that.
Just because it was an actual song. It easily, like we said before, it easily could have went to We Aight.
That's what I put.
Make your mind up, but it's
But at the end is.
But it's not. It's a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's a minute.
I'd
much rather listen to that for a minute than listen to this like 5-minute song. And Cudi doesn't even come on to like 3.5 minutes in, and he does kill it. But it's like the first 3 get people on there.
I like that a lot. I went with We Aight, but I mean /D.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you picked any other song, I'd be shook.
I'd be like, "What are you listening to, bud?"
See, this is how versatile this album is. We can give them like 8 awards for 10 of them, whatever, however many we have, and it's gonna fill them all out. Like, so okay, so we just knocked out the song we could do without. Let's hear the next one.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Scotty Pippen Award, and that's the award for the best feature, which how I heard it explained is the album is Michael Jordan, but the best feature is Scottie Pippen. Like, he's winning rings too. You don't need him, but I mean, you kind of need him. But
it's Cudi's team. It's Cudi's team clearly. It's his album.
Let me hear it.
But it's Scott. All right. So
who's Scottie
Pippen? Who's Scottie Pippen?
No, I like it.
Who's Kobe for sure?
I like that a lot. I went with Honestly, my first initial, I was like, it's Kanye West erased me by a landslide. But then I also, like I said, I forgot fucking CeeLo and Mary J killed it. But I had to go. I'm biased because I love Kanye, so I went with Kanye.
Yeah, 99% of the people that like this album and actually care for the album, that listen to it the entire way like that, they're gonna give it Kanye West. But I think I had to shout out Mary J. Blige for not only coming on once and killing it, but she's literally on the album twice, and you killed that shit when you're on that album twice.
Yeah, so I like that a lot.
And to be honest, too, I think "Don't Play This Song" is like a really strong song for like not to get too crazy in the album like we just did, but like it's a really strong song for Cudi, like just letting people know, like it's almost like that confidence thing we were talking about. It's like him gaining his confidence by just letting people know and almost accepting it, like, hey, I know you want me to be on drugs and shit, but like guess what, if you came here for that, don't listen to this shit because I ain't fucked up. And which is crazy. Like we always, before we get crazy on this, but like over the awards, like I want to really talk about that. It's something that's tough for us growing up and like really starting to like ride with these certain artists for so long.
Be a role model, basically.
Dude, when we're looking back at these guys, it's so easy to see that these guys got problems.
Oh yeah.
But it's almost crazy how we're just in the time and like we all think it's just a song.
We don't care.
We all just think it's just lyrics, but we
don't care about.
That's why I love Cudi so much. He's always been so personal.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care about like that fame and whatnot, all like that. He just cares about just the. Like I said in the intro, just being that voice for the people that don't have him.
He is really just truth.
This is that emo rap there, whatever that people call it, depressed rap, and like he's the king of it.
He's filthy at what he does.
And he literally like we talked about before, he started a whole wave of music that we hear now. And yeah, they don't do it as good, but like
it's filth.
Yeah. But shit. Yeah. So we got it's clearly Kanye West for the best feature. The Scotty Pippen Award. Let's go with my personal favorite. Just because.
Oh, I know it's one.
Just because I got no.
Oh,
the Andre 3000 Award for best line or verse, whichever one you want to go with. And me personally, this one was easy because I literally have a tattoo of this little verse or whatever on my the hook, I guess, on my fucking arm, my forearm. Because it just resonates with me. I know it's simple as fuck, but it's Ghost, where he says the people I met, the places I've been, are all will make me the man I so proudly am, and that's always been so big with me, just because it's so fucking true, dude. Like we all want to take like responsibility, and we want to take all the like whatever, like all the clout or whatever for where we're at in life, but it's like people are soon to forget like who have helped you there, like your past experience of like. Dude, you gotta express that shit for you to truly love who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I've always loved who I am, and that's been one of those things that Cudi, like hearing him say that, even though it's so simple, just hearing that on a song, it was just so powerful to me. It just spoke forever, and it's literally why I got it tatted on my arm. I still believe that shit to this day. So
I like that.
That one was simple for me, but this album was full of bangers. So I was actually very excited to hear what yours was.
Oh God, I'm gonna let you down because it was kind of just a simple one for me. It's not even. I didn't give this song that much love on my awards or my top 5, so I was like, I gotta slide this in just for the name itself. I gave it the Andre 3000 award. I said, my mojo's so dope. I like that. I don't know. I'm not mad at it at all. Like, bitch, my mojo's.
It's the way he presents it.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, get you hyped as fuck.
My fault. I just went with nice and simple.
I get it, bro. But that's why I was excited to hear it, because mine's almost like.
I'm glad I let you down.
It's not simple, because like I don't think a lot of people love Ghost on this album.
Yeah.
But for me, it was huge. Like, I don't know why it just spoke to me, bro. But
I gave it love.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'll give you that. So, all right, we knocked out best line, Andre 3K award.
Let me go. I'm gonna get it out the way. Let me go with the LeBron James Award, and I believe this award is. I mean, LeBron could probably have about 10 MVPs by now if they didn't like get bored of voting for him. So it's probably like the best, not the best song. Like it's the best song clearly, but it never gets the love that it quite deserves. I feel like that's what it is. And honestly, I went with Ghost. Just
wow,
because,
I love it.
I'm big on. I'm a big fan.
I almost wrote it down, but I thought it'd be biased because it's like my jam.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I wanted to be as honest as fucking possible.
I was gonna say either that one or there was a set like Erase Me, obviously, but like I gave it Erase Me another award, so I kind of wanted to spread the love.
Same here. So I think it's almost like a landslide for the top 2 songs. That like for the general public, for the general public,
or maybe we'll
for
see.
This album.
Yours two could be different.
Well, no, mine are definitely different because it's just personal top 5.
No, I give it personal top 5.
Like the top 2 songs on this album, for just being honest with myself, like the ones that I get why people love them. It's hand or hand, and I'm not going to say the one yet, but the second one that I went with for this one was the LBJ MVP award, which is probably winning it every single time. But it just doesn't get it. It gives them to Steph Curry and these motherfuckers. It's Mr. Rager. I went with Mr. Rager. That's what I like that a lot. I think at the end of the day, Mr. Rager is like, it becomes his like alter ego almost. Like that's almost like his Slim Shady. It's Mr. Rager, like the Moon Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And this is where we really see it. The album's named after it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was huge for me. It's huge for me.
That's big.
And that's almost like his fucking chant. So yeah, I went with that. And I can see why you said any other one. They're fucking dope. And I'm actually really happy you said Ghost because that gets me excited. So
I'm excited.
This one right here was the hardest one for me. Ooh. The hardest one for me, if I'm being honest. Was, well, I guess there's 2 really hard ones. But this one, the hardest one, was the J-Lo award. Which is, of course, Jennifer Lopez is bad as fuck when she was younger, but she's only getting better with time somehow, and it doesn't fucking make sense. Even though A-Rod's cheating on her somehow, I don't get it.
Nah, what a dummy,
dumbass. But and then he buys what, the T-Bowls? Was that who he bought? Fucking dumbass. So anyway, this one was super hard because I wanted to take the cheesy route and really say the entire fucking album. You know what I'm saying? Because like, like if you listen to a couple of his interviews from past times, even for the Man on the Moon 3 album, he literally says how like, yo, look, like I get that these albums were really influential and shit, but like you guys gotta understand, like I didn't get that love until 5 years, 6 years later after the album was released, you know? Yeah. And it was crazy, but yeah, dude, for me, the ones that are only getting better with time, other than the entire fucking album, was like we said, like kind of like we were talking about, almost like was like the Mary J. Blige. Like just her little part in the albums, the 2 songs, Don't Play This Song and These Worries, which are 2 just. These Worries with Cudi, it might be Cudi's hardest like drop, like intro to a song ever. Like he goes so fucking hard on that album or that song, and then we got Mary J. Blige come in and just fucking murder it. So yeah, it was the 2 Mary J. Blige. Like just oh my god, these things are only getting better with time. Like people are gonna go back, and I think those are gonna be one of those ones that are just gonna be replayed when just oh my god, we forgot about these. So
I like that.
So let's hear yours.
I went with. It was tough. Like again, you can go with like 5 or 6 freaking songs for each award, but I went with Ashton Kutcher, and the second place was Trapped in My Mind. I was like, okay, these are like holy shit, J-Lo's still hot. Okay, play the song.
Ashton Kutcher with that shit.
I like it a lot. That's probably my.
What's that shit, bro?
That's my shit. God. And I mean, J-Lo's still fun.
This, like we said though, this entire album, low key, is the J-Lo award itself. All right, so what we got? 1.
I think we got 3 more left.
3 more left. Let's see it. Let's see what you got.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Jamie Foxx award, and I think that is a song that can do everything because Jamie Foxx can act, he can sing, he can other things that are dope. But I went with Revo Fab for Jamie Foxx award because I love it. That shit just I don't know, it's funky and I like it. So it can do a lot of things for. I feel like
that's a great pick.
I can listen to it whatever mood. And
this award itself could low key be called the Drake Award or the Kid Cudi Award. Yeah, like honestly, because all 3 of those guys, Jamie Foxx as well, are just so versatile, bro. They're all actors, singers, performers. They're some very talented individuals, and I went with the only reason I went with this one was because I feel like we hear 3 almost different aspects. Whereas Don't Play This Song, where like I said before, it's really personal for him. but it's like we hear a Cudi who is rapping, and then we hear the 808s and Heartbreak Cudi who's singing, and who's doing his thing where he's almost not singing, but like he's just like got that really good like slow vibe that it's like it sounds like he's singing, and then it's also got Mary J. Blige in it who's got the lady singing as well, and it's almost just like a perfect like mix because it like picks up, it goes down. Absolutely. So that was mine.
I like that a lot.
There was a lot of them, but that was the one that I sat there and I was like, wow, it's literally low key hit you with like 4 or 5 different aspects, and it's dope, and I love it. So,
I like that a lot.
Like all these songs though. Yeah. All right, so you pick Jamie Foxx. I'll leave the most re-listenable for the last one. So let's get the Dr. Dre award out, which is the best beat. And this one for me was like pretty tough because there's 2.
Hopefully,
one of them are easily a top song in this album. Not number 1, but top. Maybe some people's top. And then the other one is one of the more probably like that.
I bet I didn't
later
pick
third.
either one.
And I went with either one could work. I went with Mojo So Dope or Maniac. Honestly, I think Maniac's hard as fuck.
Yeah, I like that.
I am a maniac. Even though the last half of the song kind of is.
Oh yeah.
But like the beat, flame as fuck.
I went with The Mood.
I love it. No one's always lost.
What's the motherfucking?
Oh wow, he does good. He does. That's a great.
I had to show it love. I was like, I like this.
Beats are fucking.
Yeah, you really can't. There's about 5.
And it's almost the way that the artist projects their self as well on that
the beat. Yeah,
because
a beat can be hard. You can be whack on it.
And that's why I was sitting there really listening to some of these, like, whoa, what samples could I ever make out of this? I could never do what Cudi's doing.
No,
he's like, all these beats would be so tough to rap on, other than maybe Erase Me. If I'm being honest, that's probably the only. That's because Kanye had to come in there. And like I said, Chuck English, who's always been a rap guy, he came in hard with it. So like, but every other one is like, it's only a Cudi vibe. Yeah, and I love it. Like he's really good at what he does. Are gonna be able to do something on this, and it was dope as fuck. But all right, for our favorite one, for the most re-listenable award, best song, low key, your most re-listenable or the one that you pick. Well, like what do you think it is?
Oh, me? Oh, okay. I thought this one was easy for me to Erase Me.
Yeah, I picked the same thing. I picked the exact same thing.
I feel like it.
Which I think
it's just the best song.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I think it's just that like we've talked about. It's that song that's gonna reach a lot of people. It's gonna be mainstream. It's not that it's. I'm not dogging it. I think that song's amazing. I to this day will still jam to it, even if you don't have women problems or man problems or whatever. You're still making you're making someone up in your head like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't talking to me weeks or months, and then oh my goodness, and then they're just like taking you, and then. Oh my god! I hope you die, Rhea. Like
that's just hilarious.
Kanye's verse, Kanye's verse could easily won Andre 3000 award. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Easily for a verse, he murdered it. Like murdered it.
It was over.
Even on like we said, even the music video, absolute flame.
The music video was funny as fuck.
But alrighty, so what's interesting to me is
let me hear.
Erase Me. That award, I know it's the most re-listenable. It's not even my top 3 for my personal top 5. So I'm excited to read these top 5s out.
Your top 5's wrong then.
All right.
No, I'm kidding.
Let's hear what your number 5 is. And these are all clearly personal decisions in your opinion.
Well, for number 5 I went with, and it was tough. There was, like I said, there was freaking. I had Trapped in My Mind was close. Revo Fev was close, but I ultimately gave the number 5 nod to The Mood. And yeah, that's what I did.
I love it. I think that there's 11 songs easily that can be in there.
When I heard These Worries today, when I listened to These Worries, I was like, that's in my top 5. But then I thought about it and I listened to it. But These Worries was definitely close for me. That's why I gave it 6 man. But
there's easily 12. Arguably 13 songs that could be
this top 5.
Oh my god,
it's tough.
We don't usually get something this hard. Like they're all usually hard, but like the top 3 is usually the tough. Like where am I placing it?
Yeah.
And for me, just because of how iconic it is, truly, and I can't hate on it, I had to throw it in there as Erase Me. And it was between Erase Me, Marijuana, Revolver, Ashton Kutcher, all along.
Thanks for barely putting it in your top
all
5.
All these. But no, it's amazing. That's how good this album is. That's not even dogging it. Top 5 in this album is saying some shit.
Disrespect. I'm just kidding.
It's true. It's true. And then number 4, I went with Mojo So Dope. This one was tough. The top 4 was super fucking hard. But number 4, Mojo So Dope.
I like that. I went with Mr. Rager, but.
Yeah, I like, dude.
At a time, Mojo So Dope was like fighting for the top 5.
You know what's hilarious?
Let me hear.
I had Mr. Rager originally at 4 until I really thought of how like important this is, and then how good it is, how good it really is after we listened to it for the last time, after like the 8th time. I was like, wow, I forgot how good this was. So yeah, I went Mojo So Dope as number 4.
I like that. I like that.
What you got number 3?
Man, it was tough. Like you said, a lot of these can be interchanged, but ultimately, just because of the replayability, I went with Ashton Kutcher.
I love it. I love that pick, honestly. That was easily a top. It was easily a top 3 song when I first listened to this album.
Yeah.
That Revolver, probably like Mr. Rager or something. I think probably would have been the ones when I first heard it. I was just hyped. And then for number 3 for me, I put Mr. Rager. Like I kind of said, I intertwined. But
I like that.
I went Mr. Rager because it is that song. It is that song.
Yeah, I think.
And then these top 2 for me, which honestly,
I already know.
I don't even know how you're going at these, but number 2, which is what I wanted to talk about. After, I guess we'll go number 2, Trapped in My Mind.
Ooh.
For me personally, is a song. For me, that's a jam.
That was fire.
I'll never forget. It was probably like 2 years, 2012, maybe 2013. It was years after this album came out. Damn. Probably after I heard it for 9 times, 10 times. That's when I like really fell in love with that song.
I should have put that really in my top 5.
Trapped in My Mind is such a beautiful song.
It is a good song.
It's like and like let's be real. We were at this time growing up, if we remember, 2010 is something we don't talk about emotions. We don't talk about this shit. And then for him to really just be open as fuck and be like, yo, look, I'm lonely as fuck. I'm trapped in my mind. I feel like I can't get out. Like there ain't nowhere to go. Like, oh my god, he murdered that shit, dude. It's like it's okay to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And that song, fucking powerful, bro, for me. So, Trapped in My Mind, number 2. Let me hear yours.
I was big on this song. I don't know how you're feeling. I didn't think it was number 1, but I put Ghost at number 2. Solid number 2 song for me. I might have overrated it. I don't know for sure. No, I don't know, but I feel like that was definitely
that song is so fucking great. It's my number 1 song on this album.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, easily.
That's what
I have it tatted on my fucking forearm.
All right, well, sorry, I'm not looking at you. Wearing a long sleeve shirt right now.
I also have satellite flight tatted on this. Whenever we do that,
see, I don't know. Reading your fucking.
Yeah, of course not. Don't look at me like that. I know
I just rub it. I just rub it. I don't read it.
So what's your number 1? Mine was Ghost. Yours.
Erase Me.
Okay, I love it.
I'm so Kanye biased, but I feel like it put him over the top.
It's fucking phenomenal. Literally, I do, trust me, I get it. It should be the number 1 song. Like that's why I said it was the most re-listenable. Like, it probably should be, but for me personally, it was Ghost. Like you said, you're number 2. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about real quick before we end this up, which is like ending up this album. Quite literally, we go. So we already talked about 5 through 13, and then we get the poop the end, and then 15, 16, 17 to wrap up the album, which is all along. Which is super underrated. Like, if you like being depressed or whatever, and like listening to a slow song,
being depressed.
Well, no, a lot of people get it.
Being depressed?
No one likes it, but we all seem to listen to sad songs to make us sadder when we're sad. So it's like that's that jam.
That's absolutely true.
That's that fucking jam right there. And then you got Ghost, which is like what I said is my shit. And then Trapped in My Mind to finish out the album. And then even the bonus track Maybe, which is very slept on because it's a bonus track clearly. But that shit's even phenomenal. So, but yeah, I really do. Those ones, that's why I wanted to say, like, Ghost and Trapped in My Mind. Like, not only are they back to back, but they're usually my top 2 songs.
Yeah, I like that.
So,
wow.
But dude, that was phenomenal pod. This has been the Relistenables. We pound this out in like 50 minutes.
I liked it a lot.
Thank you for listening. If you listen, give it a thumbs
up.
Had fun. If not, if you didn't make it through because you jammed through the fucking album, so have a good one.
Yep.
Peace.